The daytime hours in the IE area, sunshine and abundance, highs middle 70s. Afternoon in the Coachella Valley, sunshine, high upper 70s to lower 80s. I'm forecaster Jimmy O'Neill for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We've got Jesse Sanchez over there in the wing. Jesse, what's going on?
Good morning. Oh, it's been a unusual weekend. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Unusual? What's been so unusual about it?
One. Okay, so I was not aware that Halloween was a big thing outside of the U.S. Okay, so I'm in my little bubble here.
Yeah.
Apparently there was a like a Halloween event in South Korea on the weekend. I don't know if you heard about it.
Oh, Korea. Korea has those shows about, like, some weird stuff, including that one. What's the one with the masks and, like, they do that thing and it's, like, supposedly a game, but I think they're going to make that one day.
Squid Game?
Squid Game, yeah. I think they're going to do that one day. Korea, like, you got to, like, I don't know. I heard some stuff about Korea and, like, something with North Korea, but I wasn't paying attention, not going to lie.
No. Not North Korea. This was South Korea. So there was.
Yeah, like I get that, but Korea itself, they got some creepy stuff. Like some of the paranormal, like, or supernatural shows come from there, but they like they start there, but then they do an English version. Especially that one with the hair. Do you remember the one with the hair and her creeping out of the television set?
I do remember that, and yeah, that was the Ring.
Yeah, they did that first, and then somebody must have saw it, and they go, "Oh, we should do that in America." And then they did in America. But if you saw the original one, which I did, not gonna lie, I don't remember how. I think it was at a theater or something. And I was like, all right. And it was like much, much worse than the English version. I was just like, I don't know if it was because it was in the language I didn't understand. But there's a lot of like anime that kind of talks about that. But anyway, let's talk about. I didn't know that they, but it makes sense because they say some weird things there. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't know if these numbers are right, and if it is, all I have to say is, wow, this will be. I'm waiting for them to turn this into a movie. So there was a huge stampede, and some people got trampled.
Okay.
So that's a horrible way to pass. And
yeah,
the article says that 149 people passed away.
From what though? What was the? Oh, was it? Oh, it was just a big thing, and then they all like. Oh, that's sad. That's right. A big thing. But what started the trample, Jess?
I don't know. I've been looking for information on what started it, but oh my god, it's just like now there's a reason why I have social anxiety. It's because of stuff like this. But no, it's just like they're going to a party. I'm not sure why they even started stampeding, but it's just like, oh my god, it's like a narrow alleyway and like everyone's being herded in there.
Yeah.
And I can't even know. I'm like, see, I can't even fathom what they were thinking. It reminded me of what was everyone purchasing Black Friday. Remember Black Friday back in the late 80s?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And then you know what? People got trampled there, but just the fact that the sheer number of people were trampled, and I wanted to make not a joke, but like a little comment, but then I'm just started thinking about it, and it's just wrong. It's not even funny.
I think, yeah, it's something that, again, you go, okay, what? Okay, so, well, you started with Halloween, so you should have started an event, right? Event with a lot of people, ended up in a lot of people, you know what I mean? I think the Halloween part made it like, wait, what happened? But yeah, it's actually still, well, let's see, according to this, the Yongsan Fire Department said in an update that 153 people had been killed, 103 others have been injured, and crowd surged Saturday night as thousands turned out for Halloween festivities in the popular nightlife district. Okay, so that's one thing. They were partying, right? Yeah, they were going whoop whoop. 2 U.S. citizens were among the dead. Okay, so they were there. A spokesperson for the U.S. Embassy in Seoul confirmed. They said our staff in Seoul and colleagues in the United States are working tirelessly to provide consular assistance to the victims of last night's incident and their families. Okay, so yeah, very serious, obviously. If that happened here, I'm trying to think. There were a couple of instances where that happened, but it usually happens in a place, not on the street, right? So, I mean, to trample someone, that's a big thing. Or you know what? I actually I take that back. Like in certain concerts, that can happen. In fact, that has happened, right, Jess?
I was wondering if you're gonna bring up that Astro World event. Do you remember that
I
with
forgot
who was
about
it?
that.
Travis Scott, or I think his name was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, yeah. So, and I'm just thinking, like, how does something like this happen? How do you not like the people like not stop? You be like, oh, I'm stepping on somebody.
Especially 153. Yeah, 100. That's a lot of people killed. I get one or two injured. Not gonna lie, like maybe a few. So I really wonder. I'm sure there's going to be some video on this, and then you go, oh my god, and it's true. You really, in certain crowds, people just they don't. I'll give you an example. My mom, she was watching something, and it was a real life thing that happened in France, and this happened like in the early 1900s. But they were in a, I don't know what you call it, but it was like a fundraiser, and there were a lot of people. There was only one way out. It was one of those like turning things, and there was a fire that broke out on the inside, and people were waiting to get outside, but there was only one escape, right? Like just that. What do they call it? It's a twirling door, like the thing that Superman would go in, and then he like change really quick. You know, like the round door that goes like what do they call that?
Okay, like a little turnstile door.
Yeah, turnstile. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go with that.
Okay.
So it's one at a time, right? Or maybe two at a time. But if it jams, you don't get out. Yeah, yeah. Good film, by the way. Good film. Yeah, 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 yeah. They get trapped inside Jess, and it's bad, right? So, but it really happened, and it's a good film. I talked about it a while back. It's one of those period piece films on Netflix. Really good. It's like a series, and then one gets burned, and then she takes the identity of someone else because a lot of people died in there, and some people actually claim they died because they were abused by like their man, or their man was like in like a spy or something. It was really really good, but it took place in the early 1900s, right? Before election, and like somebody wanted to take over, and it was a planned burn in order to kill a lot of people that were there. That in essence is what it's about. But this whole different story, right? But that's why like sometimes people don't understand when they have multiple exits that just like are open. That's better if there were a fire. That way, if people do get trapped. Now, sometimes people don't understand like capacity. The reason certain places have a capacity sign is because of that, right? There's too many per, like it says, okay, capacity 100 and so, right? So this, A, I didn't know. B, I didn't know this happened, not gonna lie. But I wonder what happened to set it off. So far, I'm not seeing anything about that, Jess.
Right. That's what I'm wondering. I haven't seen anything that set it off. I mean, it's not like it's America where like you hear a gunshot and people start running. This South Korea, right?
Yeah. It's like, what
So,
happened to get them A, scared, B,
mm,
afraid, C, so like, that they would trample on each other, killing each other? Or did something happen like in the middle? Not gonna lie, Jess, you know what's been kind of wonder, like, okay, something I've been wondering, not gonna lie, and I know it's unrelated, but kind of related, I think. Like, I could see some gunshots going off, right? And maybe everybody like, because this is out in the open. All right, when you see this, you go, okay, but that many dead again is almost like not a thing unless it's a concert where you're trapped, right? Does that make sense or no? Am I wrong on that?
no, no. It does. I'm looking at some footage before the stampede happened because I don't really feel like watching that actual footage. They are packed in there like sardines. I would have a panic attack. Oh my God. I don't know how these people are doing this.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't what I would want to like, you know. I mean, yeah, this is the view, okay? After, not before, obviously. And they're there to like help people out. But you go, okay, how bad was it? And the only thing I can think of, kind of like in looking at this picture, Jess, is kind of like when there's New Year's Eve and everybody's on the streets and they're partying, and then something sets it off, either a bomb or like a loud explosion or something, and then everybody runs, but then people trip, they fall, and then people run over them, and then they squash them underneath their feet, which in essence is kind of in that film. You kind of go, oh, that makes sense, because everybody's just like, ah, right? So I don't really know what to call this, Jess. I really don't.
I know. This is just like a Halloween horror. This is like, I can't even fathom that something like this would actually happen. Like when I was reading the story yesterday, I was like, wait, injured or killed? And then I had to read it again because I honestly thought it said injured. But no, to have that number of people pass away from such a tragedy is just, oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, some of the videos are on Twitter, so they are not nice. It's mostly people giving like CPR, but I have yet to figure out what caused the stampede. And I don't know if they'll say it yet, but I really want to know because it's just like, it's so out of the norm for South Korea in general.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't really know what to make of it, but yeah. So those are the things going on in the world. We got Stephanie Reed saying hello. She says, happy editing this glorious sunshine. Austin is busy day ahead. And, oh yeah, that's right. It's the 31st. Last day of October, November coming around the corner. So hopefully this doesn't happen again, right, Jess? This is one of those things where I'm sure there'll be more info on it. Or someone will see what happened along the way, so to speak. But I don't know. I see this and I go, yeah. I've only been in one situation like this. I keep talking about it. It was when I was actually, sorry. Oh, I'm looking at this. Wow, it was a lot of teenagers under 17 who did not have identification cards. Oh, man.
Yeah, because it was just like a party, an event, or something like that. And
Oh, here,
like,
this is interesting. This is interesting, Jess. It says
yeah.
Halloween is not a traditional holiday in South Korea. Itaewon is known for its costume parties at bars and clubs, which have soared in popularity in recent years. So is it like a cosplay thing? Like, because that's a big thing there, right? I mean, there's a couple things that are big there, no matter what time or date there is, right? So
that is true. That's why I was just like, "Oh, this happened in South Korea on Halloween? Wow. Because like I said, I honestly I did not know any other countries celebrated
I
Halloween
see.
other than.
I'm sorry. I see how you say they're probably gonna make a movie on this. Because it says here the last major tragedy in South Korea hit young people in 2014 of April. More than 300 people died, most of them high school students, when a ferry sank in Seoul, Korea. So yeah, they kind of do those like what if, what happened, and what like, you know what I mean? Was it something supernatural that happened? Which it simply is just a lot of people not, obviously like that's why they say no panic. I say if you run, be careful where you run, right? And if there's a lot of people all of a sudden getting scared, well, you got to be careful there. But it's hard, man. That's why you always want to like either hold hands or check in with each other, not leave each other behind. Sometimes that happens. You really know who loves you or who doesn't love you. In the end, when they go, "What? I didn't know you were missing," and But they're like, "Yeah, man, you could have saved me. Thanks a lot." Right? Take off. So you gotta be careful there. All right. In other news, Jess, is there anything good about the week that you could talk of?
Anything good about the week? Well, I did find a couple interesting new shows on Netflix I can talk about.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Since it's Halloween, I enjoy scary stories.
Yeah, obviously.
So yeah, I don't know if you've seen this one yet on Netflix. It's called The Cabinet of Curiosities.
Cabinet of Curiosities. No, I haven't. No, I have no idea.
So yes, it is called Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. It's an anthology series, and it comes out with this cabinet, it's intricate cabinet. It's absolutely amazing. Guillermo del Toro comes out, and he comes out during every episode and kind of like introduces it,
Okay.
gives a little monologue on what the episode's about.
Kind of like a Hitchcock thing.
Yes, yes, exactly like that, or like a Tales from the Crypt without the hee.
Right.
But
That.
exactly. But oh my god, this was the first show that I've like horror type show that I've seen Casey actually had to put her phone down and actually pay attention and watch because she was like, "What the heck?" Because she could not figure out the show, and neither could I. Every time I thought I knew what was going on, I did not know what was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's such an amazing show.
Okay.
The first episode is about a guy who buys a storage locker
Mm-hmm.
and he uncovers something absolutely horrific within the storage locker. So I'm not gonna tell you what's in the storage locker, but it's pretty good. Um, but I've been waiting for a show like this for such a long time. It is absolutely amazing.
Well, Guillermo del Toro, smart guy. We interviewed him once. I'm not gonna lie, I was like, kind of like, oh my god, I can't believe it, you know. And Robert Rodriguez and him, kind of like, you know, they talk a lot about stuff that they can, you know, eventually do, and I think they're fans of each other. But he's definitely got his own like thing, you know what I mean? Like, and style is really a thing that I think people really enjoy about Guillermo del Toro. So if he did that, you know, obviously, you know, people are loving it. So I say, good job. You know, do what you can to make it come alive. And I love the part that he kind of like introduces it. You know, like because he's really big on that. You know, he says he had a lot of dreams when he was a kid, and I believe it. You know what I mean? Sometimes people see things they
Right.
don't understand, and then they make sense of it later, and then they kind of like put out there as a film. You know, so I wonder if it's like that. Like, did you ever dream this? Did you ever, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stuff in his films that he actually is like, well, you know, when I was a kid, this, that. You know, I don't know if you want to talk about all of it, but I think it's interesting. I don't know. So
Oh no, no, he's a fascinating person. He is. I love all of his films. He has such a unique style.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, like my favorite movie. I don't even know if you can classify it as a horror movie from his. Is more of like a fantasy. It's called Pan's Labyrinth. I don't know if you've ever heard of that movie.
yes, not gonna lie, I saw the, I didn't watch the whole thing. I tried, but I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I'm just, there's some I just like.
Couldn't get past the Spanish. A lot of people.
Well,
Can't.
no, it wasn't that. It was just the face, man. Like Pan's Labyrinth. Like, you know what I mean? Just it was a little like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? I saw the other one that he did that got a lot of acclaim. With the, which is the same actor actually.
He reuses Doug Jones all the time. They're like
Doug,
such
yeah.
good friends. Him, Doug Jones, and Ron Perlman, who was I think in one of his first movies called Kronos back in the early '90s.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that one. That one was such a unique movie because it was something about a spider that latches on, like it's a mechanical spider that latches onto somebody.
That
But
makes sense.
it was a good movie. It's very unique.
Yeah.
But Guillermo del Toro. But if you can, Cabinet of Curiosities, great film or no, anthology series. So each episode is directed by somebody different and written by somebody different.
Well, Jess, I will say this. Sorry, your stuff's all over the place, and it's off for some reason. It is the day for weird. But Jess, if this guy came and said, "Would you like to buy a?" What would you do?
Did that guy freak you out?
Did he, man? I'd be like, "Do you see me? Do I see you? Do we see each other? What do we do?" Ah!
That's why I said he has such an unusual imagination. Yeah, that that was actually a very scary scene. Oh my god. So for those of you who have not seen it, this guy, he doesn't have eyes on his face. He has them on his palms of his hands. And so he has to like hold them up and it's very, very creepy.
Now, who's the person that designed that? You know what I mean? Like, you know. So I don't know, but anyway.
Right? Whoever designed it, you have some very serious issues. I thank you for those issues, and I hope you find.
I don't, man. I go, I don't want to see out of my, like my hands or my eyes, like affixed to my. No, thank you, Jess. No, thank you. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We got more right after this. It's that day for weird. We'll be right back.
Football Football season is back, and every Monday night, the Two Coot Lounge at the Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel is where you need to be. Come cheer on your favorite team and become a Club Serrano member for your chance to win incredible prizes, enjoy food and drink specials, and be entertained by the 66ers dance team. It's the Monday night pigskin party at the Two Coot Lounge at the brand new Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel in Highland, California. Rep your team, and we'll see you there this Monday.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jess, I'm not going to lie. I feel like this guy's going, what? Do you not see the obvious? Because here's the problem right now, Jess. I tell you, he talks that way. There's a situation. I just saw it. Came up with my news headline. I know you saw something evidently as well, but you say what you got first, and then I'll say what I got. Okay? Because what I got is kind of like a thing. I know they made a movie on this where I can't remember what it was, but he saw like numbers and he tried to warn people, and then
Talk about that movie. That movie scares me. I'm gonna lie. That's one of the few movies that actually gives me some. It does not. I don't like it.
What's it called though, Jess?
I don't like it. It's called The Knowing.
Yeah.
You talk about with Nicolas Cage.
Dude, that's the one where he sees things like in the like shh, and then he hears certain like thing, and then he sees certain numbers, and then they all add up to something that would happen eventually around the world, and then it's like, and then he goes to try to stop it. Remember that?
Yes. I do remember.
That's basically what we have here, Jess.
Oh God.
Okay, you ready? So I'm gonna share mine first, then you can share yours second. Okay, here it is, Jess. Here it is.
Okay.
According to this, you know how numbers kind of like go what? Now, how many people died in the other one?
I think like 150.
So mass moments in time is what we're finding right now. Okay, here's another one. Odd, Jess. Odd.
Oh, did another group of people pass away on the weekend?
Odd.
Oh my God.
Odd, Jess.
Just to let you know, my story is not horrific, but continue.
Odd, Jess. Odd, okay? Here it is. Here's the scene. This is India, Jess. That's a bridge
Oh my God.
that collapsed. How many
What?
dead? 134 people.
Oh my Lord. This happened in India?
Yeah. They were on the
Dude.
bridge when it collapsed. That's what let me see if I get his name right. Kanak Singh Jadeja, who is a cousin of the Jadeja brothers. Not sure who they are. Lost their mother, wives, and 4 children. They were at a hotel that they run in the small industrial town at the time. Realized something was amiss when they got home around 8 p.m. to find the door locked. The cousin said none of the family members' phones were reachable. They realized something was wrong, and then they heard about the bridge collapse. Some 400 people had gathered on the narrow bridge over the Machuchu River on Sunday after buying tickets to visit the landmark, which was built in 1877. The Arriva Group, makers of clocks and electrical products, have been awarded a contract this year to maintain and manage the bridge for 15 years, according to officials. Municipal official said that they had not informed local authorities about reopening the bridge and had not been issued a fitness certificate to do so. An Arriva spokesman did not answer calls and text messages from Reuters. The Indian Express newspaper quoted a spokesperson as saying, the bridge collapses. Too many people in the midsection of the bridge were trying to sway it from one way to the other. Oh, Jess, this is why I say don't ever, 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 ever do that when I'm with you. Especially like, you know what I mean? Like an amusement park.
Wait. What were they doing?
They were swinging it from side to side.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is such a horrific. That's a
According
tragedy.
to this, dozens of people, I know there's video footage there. You're going to see a lot of this stuff. That had clung onto the cables and twisted remains of the structure. Some tried to swim to safety. Many others, including children, drowned. The birds then went to Morbi's government-run civil hospital about a kilometer from the riverside, where they found their mother's body around 10 p.m. Oh, God. Oh, God. The bodies of their wives and children, aged between 5 and 10. Oh, I get it now. I'm like, how would they not just swim to shore? You know why, Jess? They got tangled in the net of the bridge.
Well, that's horrible. And I'm looking at video footage. They really were walking that thing back and forth. Why would you do that? Oh my God.
Dumb, man. Dumb. Now, see, the knowing. What if there was one person who goes, no, don't? Right? Knowing that there'd be so many dead here, there, and there. A lot of people dead over the weekend, Jess. And there's like mass moments. Like, what? Like the weirdest thing, Jess. Mark it on the calendar. Let's see, October 31st. Well, Jess, you know what kind of freaked me out? I'm not going to lie. I know some have their theories, but it's still like, and I'm going to have to say it, because, you know, did you see the footage of Pelosi, the husband, of his face? Did you see, like, how mangled he was?
I want to say I know what you're talking about, but no.
You don't know the story, Jess?
No, should I know about? I don't care about Pelosi. Did something happen? Did she get hurt or no? I don't want her to get hurt. But you said it was the husband, so I remember the husband got into a car accident.
It happened last week, Jess.
Good Lord! Someone tried to.
They didn't try it. They did. Man, I saw footage. Somebody posted it, and they were kind of making light of it. I said, it doesn't matter what the behind the scenes is. When you leave somebody's face, like, after, like, a hammer, Jess, to the face. Remember what I said last week about, like, you were saying, like, and, you know, what if they come at you with, like, remember that lady that dragged that, like, what was it called? Oh, pickaxe? I said, if they come to you with an axe, be careful. And you're like, what? And I said, if they come to you at your head, right? That's basically what they did, Jess. That's not normal.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. No. Oh my God. I mean, I might not like Pelosi, but I would never want this on anybody. That's just wrong.
Yeah, you don't want that. No one wants that. Yeah.
No.
They showed footage of his face that was like, so they didn't attempt. They actually did hit him in the head. And with evidently, I think it was, I don't know, it was one of those things. Let's see, attacked at the home with a hammer. Yeah, attacked with a hammer, Jess. Attacked with a hammer. He's undergoing surgery to repair a skull fracture. And his nose, right? So
I wasn't aware of this. Wow. Okay.
yeah, it doesn't matter what you think about the guy. It doesn't matter what he did. Just if you were attacked with a hammer, what do you think, like, people would say about that, especially in this day and age? Because I feel like people are like, big deal. And I'm like, man, have you lost all sense? Like, don't lose that. That's the part of humanity you need to keep. If they lose sense, then what else is like going to be okay? I don't know, Jess. We're entering the dark age of life, Jess.
It seems like it. As long as we don't give into the darkness, we'll be good. That's all I got to say.
I think too many are giving into the darkness. Here's what happened, all right? Paul, who's 82, was attacked and beaten with a hammer early Friday morning by a man who broke into the home and searched for the House Speaker, reportedly yelling, "Where is Nancy? Where is Nancy?" He actually said this, Jess. So obviously he knew what he was doing. Paul underwent surgery to repair a skull fracture and serious injuries to his right arm and hands, and doctors suspect that he'll make a recovery. Yeah, there's only so much recovery you can get after a hammer goes to your head, Jess. I'm surprised he's living still. I mean, you know what I mean? These are the things that you go, well, that's a hammer to the head. That's interesting. Who did it? Right? So that's happening. So people are going next level with this stuff. According to this, San Francisco Police Chief William Scott said, this happened Friday, that police were called to the home to check on Paul Pelosi at around 2:30 a.m. Right? That was like in the early morning. It probably happened around midnight. When officers arrived, they saw Paul Pelosi and the suspect, identified as 42-year-old David DePape, both holding a hammer. Wait, what? When officers arrived, they saw Paul and the suspect, identified as 42-year-old David DePape, they were both holding a hammer? What's that scene like? Like, does that make any sense, Jess? That doesn't make sense to me. How you find them both that way? That makes no sense.
I have so many questions. Like, where did that other hammer come from? Were they playing paper, rock, scissors, and they both chose hammers? I don't know. I think we need to know.
Hey, no, I kind of feel confused on this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you come and they're both holding that. Like, sorry. Like, was it? Okay, I do have questions now. Now I see what people are saying certain things about that. Still, not good. This says here, okay, here, more info. Okay, here we go. Okay. The suspect pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently assaulted him with it in front of the officer? It says our officers immediately tackled the suspect. Yep, that's what happened. Disarmed him, took him into custody, requested emergency backup, and rendered medical aid. Okay, who would talk to who first? Although I will say, if the guy went to the home, you have a right to defend. Because I would defend that, Jess. If somebody showed up at my home with a hammer, or if there was a hammer nearby, oh, maybe he went to him with the hammer, then he got it, and then he bludgeoned him with the hammer.
That would make sense.
Maybe somebody was hanging some, like, stuff on the wall. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
What? My mom likes to hammer things. I'm like, keep something around. She has a little shock device, just so you know. It says, DePape will be charged with attempted homicide. Yeah, you think? Assault with a deadly weapon. Yep. Elder abuse. You think? Elder abuse. I put that one in there. Burglary and several other additional felonies. The motive for the attack is still being determined. Paul Pelosi and DePape were transported to a local hospital for treatment. Paul Pelosi was admitted to Zuckerberg San Francisco General Hospital. Oh, that's in California, Jess. I thought they were on the East Coast, not gonna lie. The Friday afternoon statement from the Speaker's office read this: the Speaker and her family are thankful for the outpouring of support and prayers from friends, constituents, and people around the country. The Pelosi family is immensely grateful to Mr. Pelosi's entire medical team and the law enforcement officers who responded to the assault. The family appreciates the respect for the privacy during this time. Okay, so the guy, according to this article, I don't know if it's true or not, had made some remarks online that seemed to be racist and rambling, including some that questioned the results of the election. They're still talking about that? Come on, man, we're over it. Like, get over it.
They really like beating a dead horse, don't they?
Yeah, it's kind of like, hello. Defended Donald Trump. That makes sense. And echo, these guys. Remember them? What was it? The QAnon stuff? Either way, man, he went at him, broke in. That's number one crime. And went at him with a hammer. I don't know if the other one actually went with the hammer. Like, who did who in first, right? So a lot of people are like scared right now. According to this, lawmakers, especially I guess ones that were kind of in the middle of this, are going like, who else is out there, right? That's kind of a good question, not gonna lie, especially in this moment in time where people are dying all over the place. Just I don't know what to say, except it's weird. People are weird out there. Let's see. Rosalie says, let's see, running in late. Happy Monday, beautiful people. Yeah, says this. He didn't know what he was doing. He should have researched where she was. Like, where was she? My brain's thinking something else. Ball and a hammer. Oh, so you say he had a hammer versus the guy having a hammer breaking in with it. Well, how did he break in? That's number one. Right? Sometimes they break the, like, you know what I mean? I would determine that. I don't know how much information's out there yet. But here's what I say. Somebody posted this and they kind of made light of it. And I get it. There's some, things about him that evidently people are like, well, whatever. But back to, if this guy's quoting 2020 again, the whole election thing, like he wants Trump to have won and he thinks this is a conspiracy against Trump. I'm not saying Trump is like in league with this guy. I'm just saying if this is the mentality that we're going to have to deal with for the next few weeks or next couple of weeks, then are we going to want to, right? Like, so what I say at the very end of the day, if someone broke into your home and took a hammer to you or your family member, would you be all right with it? I would say no, but some people are like, big deal, who cares? And I go, it's still not right, people. Still not right. People were kind of like on the fence about the whole Will Smith thing, and now they're like, not right, right? Rock may have said something, but I mean, come on. Now, if he had a hammer, would it be next level? I think yes. So there you go.
All I gotta say is if someone tries to break into my home, they better have a pistol, because if they do not, I will take their head. I have 2 machetes I have next to me, so.
Yeah, I believe it.
Unless
they use them on you, Jess.
They gotta get it from me first, and let's see who's longer, my machete or their hammer. But either way, the machete is more for like a shock effect, because if you see someone wielding a machete, you're not gonna mess with them. Come on.
I don't know. I think there's some weird people that actually do. All right, we're going to take a quick little break, Jess. We'll be back with more. Yikes.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit. Get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951 772-5500 or go online at hiebanning.com.
KMET 1490 AM presents University of Redlands football. This Saturday, November 5th at 1 p.m., the Bulldogs meet Claremont College, live from Zinda Field in Claremont. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join Brett Malik and me as the Bulldogs meet the Stags. University of Redlands football broadcasts are brought to you by Gallagher's Finishing Touch Engraving, Redlands Hot Sauce, the Gourmet Pizza Shop in historic downtown Redlands, Hatfield Buick GMC, Mattress Brothers, Pericone Juices, The Wolf Tax Service, Savarino's Italian Deli and Market, Professional Payroll Solutions, and the Bulldog Bench. That's University of Redlands football action this Saturday afternoon at 12:45 with a pregame show, followed by kickoff at 1 o'clock. Live from Claremont on your home for Bulldog football, KMET 1490 AM.
Hey, Marks here. We want people should know about the new Italian radio show on KMET. Like my Uncle Vinny used to say, Bombas non stunad.
SD, there is no such words in Italian.
Forget about it. Tell them about the show.
The Italian Radio Show, presented by West Coast Italian Radio.
Mondays at 4 p.m. on KMET 1490, or stream us live 24/7 from our website at WCIR.biz.
Make sure to tune in.
You don't want that we should have to tell you twice.
Are you paying rent because you live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jess, I'm not going to lie, this career thing is going to go next level because there was an announcement that was just made about someone who died. Very, 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 very famous, Jess. Very famous. Just so you know.
Okay, who is it? I don't think someone's death should be more important, but the others. But okay, what happened? Who is it?
Well, let's put it this way. He's known around the world by a lot of women.
That does not narrow it down.
It does. Here it is. So this is a situation. This just was announced, and there's a lot of people going, what? Because a lot of people are not going to be happy about this, Jess.
Why does he look familiar?
Yeah, see, even you know, right? Even you know.
I think I recognize his face, but I can't picture where I've seen it.
Well, he's a pop star from, K-pop star.
Okay.
And actor Lee Jahan were among the 154 death toll in the crowd in Seoul, South Korea on October 29th. He was 24. The actor's agency, 935 Entertainment, released a statement confirming the news of his death. They said, "We are sad to deliver such news today, but Lee Jahan has passed away in the crush in Itaewon last night. We would like to express our deepest condolences to his family, who are saddened by the sudden tragic news. Also to everyone who loved him. He's most famous for his acting role in Today Was Another Nam Young Dae, and in the popular boy band competition Produce 101 in 2017. But K-pop is big around the world, Jess. I guarantee you've seen it. You probably, there's going to be a lot of women going, what? And they're going to be upset. And there's going to be a lot of news about this because of this. You know how sometimes, like let's say there was somebody like, I don't know, Paul McCartney, right? Or Ringo, right? Even though you're like, okay, they were, a while ago, if they died in a tragedy, you're going to know about it no matter what, right? So this is going to go next level with that. That's all I'm going to say. So I think if anything, people are going to go, how do that many people die in a, you know what I mean? How does that happen? So
right. I just want to know what started it all. It's just, I got questions. Hopefully it'll be answered within the next couple of days.
Yeah, I think it will. It'll go next level because a lot of people are going to go, no, I need to know. Right? There are women that have such a crush on this band that they will do anything for them. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. Jess, I know you're working on a story. Jess, go ahead. What's up?
Just quick question. How important is your Twitter blue check mark?
Oh, God, don't tell me. What do you mean by that? What's the question that you're really asking, Jess?
I'm just curious, how important is it to you?
Well, let me put it this way. People have asked me, does it matter? And I'll say this. It matters when you get a hit up by someone who is either A, pretending to be you, or B, posting things as though they were you. I've seen posts that are not me that post stuff like that. Okay. The other thing I say is this. If you want to reach out to someone and you want them on the show, they will kind of take you realistically if you have a blue check mark. But I've seen people that are not with a lot of followers, with maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000. They have that and they're they're official, and I'm like, okay, but then they don't do anything with it. And I'm like, why did you get that? But I get like, okay, on Facebook we have that, but again, we're official, right? But that also gives you certain like things that you could do with it. So, is it going away, Jess?
No. So this article comes from The Verge. Okay, so apparently now that Elon Musk owns Twitter, he's given his employees their first ultimatum. Meet his deadline to introduce paid verification on Twitter or pack up and leave. So they're planning to start charging $20 per month for verification. I'm waiting for you to say something, but
well, okay, let me put it this way. See, it's one of those things. I don't know what's in his head. Okay, her celebrity, like if you were big, that makes sense. For me, $20 a month, that's like food on the table. So I don't think I will. I'm not gonna lie. I know they have a blue tick service that they were using, but I don't think they should like charge $20 if you have one already. Especially if you have like a certain like they used to do this, Jess. Not gonna lie. They're like, okay, we'll give you a check if you meet a certain like criteria. And the criteria was this: if you're impersonated, right, and you're something like okay, like we're always on the radio, right? If someone pretends to be you, Jess, you want to know A, that's not you. B, you don't endorse that, and C, you're like not all right with it, right? So they used to do that a little, not a lot. Then it had to be something that you knew, right? Then there's services that some people pay into, but some take your money and they don't do anything with it. So some people actually pay to get verified, not gonna lie. But they know like either the guy that does it or something else. So maybe he got some information. He's like, okay, I can't believe you guys do that. I don't know. But I don't think he should charge monthly for a service that A, you've already verified people. Because you actually have to send in your ID, Jess. Yeah, you have to send in your ID. So they have your ID. That's number one. And they verify it's you through your ID. Okay, and that's, for me, it was my California ID, right? That's what I say. Even Facebook had that. When they opened it up, I was like right on it. Then I told some people, some got verified, some didn't. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to help you. Because they sometimes don't have a lot of people, like, doing all that search. But if you work with an agency, like actors, right? Actors get verified right away. Like, let's say you're an actor and you're well known, right? And your agency says, hey, we want this verified. That used to be a thing that happened no matter what. Or certain musicians, right? Even if they go kind of weird, right? They have it. So if you're in the public and you kind of are like seen, like there's some people that go, what does that matter? But it matters if you're in the public and you have like, okay, I'll give you an example. If you do a Twitter search and you look for someone like, give me an actor that you really love, Jess.
Let's see. Who would I follow? Let's follow Henry Cavill.
Perfect. Okay. Henry Cavill, I know he's on Well, I know I've seen him on some stuff. He does his social media. But there's a lot of parody accounts or fan accounts that kind of say, not the official, but, and I'm like, how come you, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. I always say she should do it. Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock doesn't do it. Why doesn't she do it? She has so many parody accounts that take advantage of the fan, and they message you like they're Sandra Bullock. All right, not gonna lie, I follow a lot. Who's the other one that I follow a lot of? What's her name? From Once Upon a Time. Parilla, right? Okay, I can never remember her first name. She's gonna make me.
Lana Parilla?
Yeah, her. So she has a lot of parody accounts as well. Then she has her official one, but her official one has the check mark. So you go, okay, that's the right one, right? But the other ones, they post a lot of stuff, but it's usually a fan, right? But sometimes they pretend to be the person and they message you. Not gonna lie, I followed something I thought was Sandra Bullock. Wasn't Sandra Bullock. It was a guy trying to get info. So I'm like, that's not Sandra Bullock. So, I mean, I thankfully didn't get, too far on that. But I figured it out really quick. But I'm like, why would Sandra actually be like messaging me? That makes no sense. But anyway, so that's my point. I'm sticking to it. I don't know that they should charge. I don't think it's right, in my opinion, especially if you have it. And like, there's other ways to have like a lot of money, but you gotta kind of have video next level. You gotta go the way like YouTube, Jess. If you go the way of YouTube and you put like little quick snippets, people hate it at first, but you can watch video on Twitter. That's what we use. We use Periscope. If they go that, and they say, okay, brand or advertiser, and they don't build the person, it'll last. If they build the person, people are going to say, no, I don't think so, right? Especially if you're barely making it. There's a lot of actors that have the mark, but they're barely making it because, you know, they got to pay the bills. A lot of people don't understand that. There's a lot of actors that aren't like top tier, is what they call it, that are kind of struggling because they don't have a job, right? Or they're working another job to make ends meet. Or they're living with someone who's able to make the money because they're married or they're a partner with someone and they're pulling the weight of the bills, right? But that's kind of like a lot of newscasters do that. A lot of women, by the way, that are married usually don't get paid as much as you think. They get paid anywhere from 30 to 40,000, sometimes 50, sometimes 60, sometimes anywhere from 80 and maybe 90 at the max, right? At the max. That's if you're top tier. But if you're kind of on a little, not a lot, and you're married, you're usually dependent on the guy's income to help you out and or your family, especially if you have kids. So a lot of people don't know that. You know, I follow a lot of people and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But, you know, so they help the person with what they do and what they love, but it doesn't pay what you think it would, right? A lot of people think, including me, I used to think newscasters were like in the top, you know, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. Not going to lie. I used to think that, but no, they pay as low as 30,000. Reporters on the street, they get paid per, like, sometimes story. Sometimes they get paid hourly, and sometimes they just get paid, like, based on what they do. So it just depends. But they don't make as much as you think they do. So they do a lot of work for the love of it, kind of like EMT operators, right? Or ambulance people. They don't get paid a lot. You got to be a fireman to get paid a lot, right? So, anyway, that's my story. I'm so good to it.
Okay, so one last thing before we go off. Are you a fan of the show The Witcher on Netflix?
Dude, I'm so upset with that. Not gonna lie. Marvel,
on,
DC, which is better is what your question is. Go ahead, say what happened. Henry Cavill out. Who in?
So Henry Cavill is out. Liam Hemsworth is in.
Yeah.
If you watch Black Adam, you will know why.
Yeah. Just all I'm gonna say is this. No, 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 no. Keep it for Henry. He's the official Witcher. I love the other guy, but he's Thor, and no. They need to go at it. He's the other Witcher. He's the Witch not.
I think you got the wrong Hemsworth. It's Chris Hemsworth's brother, Liam.
Oh, even better. Okay, then he's awesome. All right, people, I get those two confused all the time. Oh, then he'll be awesome. Okay, I thought it was the Thor guy, Chris. Oh, never mind. It's his brother. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, it's his brother.
I'm so sorry, Liam. I'm so sorry. I get you guys confused all the time. All right, then you're awesome. Your brother, no, not gonna happen. All right, people, make it a great day, whatever you do. Life is worth living, live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.